What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is March the 20th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before we get into any of that, make sure you hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data points, we don't have a whole lot. Existing home sales. We'll also have initial jobless claims coming out in roughly 7 minutes. But in my opinion, I think both of those won't really necessarily move the broader market. Futures are down, and that's just because people are now digesting what Powell did state yesterday. So I think when he spoke and the market did pump because of that, that was left a lot of individuals rather questioning everything because it kind of signaled slowing growth, higher unemployment, higher inflation. He did signal rate cuts. Maybe that's what the market did focus on, neglected everything else. But I think right now the market's kind of digesting everything. In addition to that, though, Trump did do a post where he did state that it would be obviously advantageous for the Feds to cut rates, especially with the impending tariffs. So hopefully we don't hear a little bit more tariff talk, because I think the market is completely over that. But Dow is down 0.38, S&P down 0.47, NASDAQ down 0.59. And then Fear and Greed Index did go down 1 yesterday, so it's still under the extreme fear category, so people's appetite for risk isn't necessarily there. But moving on, SoFi is down 1.1%. And so no news, no SEC filings associated to them. So they're just piggybacking off the broader market. Just like I said, they were one of the stocks that did go up quite a lot yesterday, up 6.53%. So now that people are starting to, again, kind of reconsider what happened, SoFi was obviously going to go down a little bit more. But as far as shorts, 12.3% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 132.51 million shares overall are being shorted. Some key points to watch for, though, today, with it at 12.58. It is trading between these 2 points, so this S2 and this S3. Yesterday, it was able to successfully close above this S2, so just watch for that. That's going to be a key pivot, $12.72. Flip side, 1131 is going to be the next strong support. I don't see that being touched under any circumstances, only because the data points, there's not a lot coming out or anything. So I think as of right now, it's just watch for that 1272. Aside from that, moving on, ticker PDD. So it is down 5.94% because of their earnings. So not necessarily the best, but I think it did come in line with the implied move. So this was rather expected. 2.94% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 21.96 million shares. So you kind of had shorts increase a small amount over the last week, but aside from that, they have been returning ever since it looks like September. So that's kind of a positive thing. Just for transparency, this isn't a squeeze play whatsoever. Just bringing this up more so for analysis purposes. Shorts aren't doing anything though pre-market, so that's kind of a good thing. Shows that they might, again, not really do all that much today. With it at 118, though, it is trading between this pivot and this R1. So 117.27 will be a strong support. And then flip side, 128 will be the next strong target / resistance. So I think overall pretty good stuff. So just watch for that pivot point to hold. Moving on, so NIO. No official news from NIO itself today or anything. They do have their earnings coming out in 24 hours, so tomorrow morning, Friday on a side note. But I think just generally the optimism is starting to diminish us a little bit, so just be aware of that. Shorts aren't doing anything pre-market. 15.52% of the free float's being shorted. Works out to be 207.34 million shares. And as you can kind of see, opposite to PDD, you did have shorts continuously doubling down. So I think maybe they are acting as though their upcoming earnings is going to massively miss. So just kind of keep that in mind. But then again, shorts definitely have been betting against NIO for a very long time. And I think given the circumstances, they do make up the majority of the volume. So they're able to pretty much do whatever the hell they want. But worth it right now at $4.99. It is trading between this R1 and the pivot. So just watch for 502 to be a key pivot for that. and resistance slash target. So 502, 528 will be the support resistance level, sorry, and then 460 will be a strong support. So definitely just watch for this R1 today. Moving on, ticker ADTX. So no actual news from them over the last little bit. So it has definitely been gaining some pretty good momentum. So over the last 5 days, up 38.82%. So pretty good stuff, continuing the good momentum today. Like I said, no news, no SEC filings today. It's not heavily shorted, so that's rather odd to see a momentum play where shorts aren't really trying to target it to bring it down, but 2.17% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 6,000 shares. So this is kind of what the market likes to look at as far as a low float. Just it's not heavily shorted, like I said, so I don't see this being a squeeze play. But with it at $11.31, it is trading between this pivot and this S1, so 1086 is going to be a strong support. Flip side, 2187 will be the next strong target. So I don't see that being touched. So overall, just watch for that 1086 to hold. And then last but not least, you have Nvidia. It is down slightly, nothing crazy, but you are seeing a lot of volume. So it is down 0.27%. GTC 2025 is underway. I think some individuals are rather disappointed by that. Same with the keynote. So I think some people are just taking it against Nvidia. At the same time, the broader market is pulling back, so it's kind of piggybacking off of that. But 1.07% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 250 million shares. So you can kind of see, even though this isn't a squeeze play, shorts have really started to get in a lot more. So again, maybe that does signal that they are feeling that there's a little bit more downside coming, but still, nonetheless, only 1.07% is being shorted. So it's not a squeeze play. It's just good to analyze. So with it right now at 117 and change, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. So 115.50 will be a strong support. Flip side, 127 is going to be the next strong target slash resistance. And I'll go over here for a second, only because this just came out. So initial jobless claims came in at 223, forecast is 225. So that's actually pretty good data. Market might not actually like that though, only because given what Powell mentioned yesterday, higher for longer, I think the market might have wanted some negative data just to justify an earlier rate cut. So this might not really help the market all that much. So we'll kind of pop over here. And so it is improving slightly. So maybe the market's taking it for face value now as a actual positive. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. What stocks are you trading today or watching? So throw some tickers in the description below. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon. I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.